How's it going, guys? It's Mike from The Honey Hole. Welcome back to our series on breaking and group breaking. Today we're going to talk about what to do with your cards once you get them from group breaks. So you join your first group breaks, you're having a good time, you finally got a bunch of cards in the mail. What to do with them next? The first thing I would do is I would sort through my cards. Sort through the cards, go through them, figure out how much they're worth. You're gonna get some base cards like we talked about earlier. You're gonna get some base rookie cards, some parallels, some inserts. Find out how much your cards are worth. The next thing you should do is figure out which cards you wanna just keep and collect and PC. That's what you're in for. You join group breaks to collect, to PC, to start a collection. Figure out which ones you want to keep. The next thing you should do with your cards is sell the cards immediately. A lot of your base rookie cards, a lot of your parallels, a lot of your inserts are gonna sell for the most right after the release of a new product, right when a product just comes out. You first receive those cards, you're the first cards to be in the market. I would sell your cards immediately. They're gonna have the highest comps. You can sell them to a local card shop, you can sell them on eBay, you can consign them, numerous things you can do to sell your cards and liquidate. You wanna be able to liquidate your cards so that you can join the next group breaks and get into the action again for the next release or the next group breaks that are happening with your sports card community. Instead of selling immediately, you can actually hold them for a little while and sell later. A good example of this is if you're collecting football cards during the football offseason, you can probably hold those for a few months, wait until the beginning of preseason and the first few weeks of NFL football games, and your cards might actually sell for a little bit more, 10, 20, sometimes even 50% more if you're holding and selling cards during season or in season. Another good example of this is if you are collecting cards and you get some backup quarterbacks. Quarterbacks, as you know, in football get injured and then the backups start playing, and some of the backups start actually playing really well. This is a good example of holding your cards, waiting for a good moment, and selling your cards later. We can get into another video later, more detailed into card grading, but the idea is you can send your cards to a grading company and get them professionally graded from a reputable card grader and authenticator, for example, PSA, Beckett, SGC, a number of very reputable card graders and authenticators that will slab your cards, give it a grade, for example, in Gem Mint 10 or Mint 9, and your card can actually double in price or actually triple in price after your cards are graded. Once your cards are graded, you're gonna go through the same process. You're gonna figure out which ones I wanna collect and add to my collection. We call this PCing your cards, personal collection, or you can sell your card immediately after you get them back graded. Another example is, like we talked about, you can actually hold your graded cards and look for right time in the market to sell them for a higher value or during in season or when a player starts performing really well. All right, and the last thing I like to do with my cards, donate them. I love to donate my cards. I get a lot of base cards, a lot of inserts, a lot of cards that are probably in the $1 or less range that I don't want to spend the time to sell or figure out the comps for. So I just go ahead and donate them. I donate them to charities, boys and girls clubs, after school programs. I donate to people across the street, to neighbors. Get your neighbors, get your people in your community into cards and give your cards to young kids that might enjoy them, might enjoy just seeing players and cards and reading the back of the cards. So those are some things that you can do when you guys get your cards back from group breaks. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Add to the comments if you have another idea to do with your cards that I didn't mention here that someone might find useful or might help people understand what to do once they get a lot of cards back from group breaks. Make sure to join us for the next part in our series.